Taylor Swift made her way into a Dallas hospital where Patrick Mahomes was recovering after suffering a severe knee injury during the Chiefs' matchup against the Chargers, immediately catching the attention of everyone nearby. Her visit wasn't just a routine check-in. It carried a deeper significance for Mahomes, his family, and the entire Chiefs organization, especially as rumors swirled about the gravity of his condition and what it would mean for Kansas City's future. After that hard-fought game against Los Angeles, Mahomes went down in obvious pain, clutching his left knee, while the football community collectively held its breath for any news. The initial diagnosis came swiftly. Mahomes had torn his ACL. But as more reports emerged, the outlook became even grimmer. Along with the ACL, Mahomes needed his LCL repaired, a detail the Chiefs' official statement omitted, although insiders confirmed the added procedure. Dr. Dan Cooper, the well-known Cowboys team doctor, was in charge of the surgery, and later that night, the Chiefs released a statement saying Mahomes had successfully come through the operation and would begin rehab immediately, but they stopped short of mentioning exactly which ligaments were repaired. Earlier that day, head coach Andy Reid had spoken to reporters, addressing Mahomes' decision to seek a second opinion, a common step for star athletes when so much is at stake. Both fans and the organization were rocked, not just by the loss to the Chargers, but by the realization that this injury would likely end Kansas City's impressive playoff streak that had defined the city's pride since 2014. The Chiefs' statement was careful. Mahomes was officially out. Rehabilitation would start right away, but there was no word on when he'd return. ACL injuries are notorious for their long recovery periods, from 6 months to more than a year, and the additional LCL repair only added more uncertainty. There was simply no way to predict when Mahomes would be ready to lead the Chiefs again. As Mahomes woke up from surgery, his family was with him, surrounded by the steady movement of hospital staff, the weight of the moment evident in everyone's faces. Taylor Swift's visit wasn't just a gesture. It gave Mahomes an emotional boost, her presence reminding him that support can come from outside the football world. News of her visit spread like wildfire, and soon social media was flooded with photos and updates, with fans from both Swift's and Mahomes' worlds sending messages of encouragement. Subscribe now for more updates on stories like this. Meanwhile, Andy Reid continued answering questions about Mahomes' situation, repeating that a second opinion was normal practice and that the organization wasn't hiding anything, even as speculation swirled about the full extent of Mahomes' injury. The official word only mentioned the ACL tear, leaving fans to piece together the rest of the story from scattered sources. As days went by, Mahomes threw himself into rehabilitation, but the uncertainty about his return remained. Inside the Chiefs' locker room, the mood was subdued. Players pondered how quickly things had changed, from eyeing another playoff run to bracing for an offseason filled with questions. Veterans rallied around Mahomes, sharing their own stories of overcoming injuries, reminding him and the younger players that setbacks are part of the sport. The medical staff worked closely with Dr. Cooper, putting together a comprehensive rehab plan tailored to get Mahomes back on the field as soon as possible. But everyone understood that timelines in football are unpredictable, and there would be no rushing his recovery. Coaches began assessing backup quarterbacks, knowing they'd have to finish the season without their superstar. The front office started discussing possible offseason moves and draft strategies that would help support Mahomes' eventual return. Mahomes, always the competitor, attacked rehab with the same drive he brought to every game, even as he faced a long and challenging recovery process. Throughout this period, support poured in from every direction. Fans, teammates, and celebrities like Taylor Swift kept him motivated, giving him the extra push he needed to get through the toughest days. The media coverage was relentless. Reporters analyzed every available detail, from the specifics of Mahomes' surgery to guesses about his rehab timeline. Journalists camped outside the hospital, waiting for updates, and every new photo or statement sparked more speculation about Mahomes' future and the Chiefs' prospects. Sponsors and partners sent their best wishes, eager to be associated with Mahomes' comeback narrative, while league officials voiced hopes that one of the NFL's biggest stars would make a full recovery. The injury shifted the focus of the entire organization. Everyone, from the owners to the equipment managers, had to adapt to life without Mahomes leading the offense. Kansas City's coaches reworked their offensive approach, and younger players were suddenly thrust into more prominent roles, learning quickly as the season wound down. For Mahomes, each day was a blur of medical appointments, physical therapy, strategy sessions with coaches, and handling the constant attention that comes with being the face of the franchise. The outpouring of support from around the league was overwhelming. Messages came in from fellow players and coaches, each one a testament to the respect Mahomes had earned across the NFL. The Chiefs' social media team kept fans informed with carefully managed updates, sharing glimpses of Mahomes' progress while maintaining his privacy, constantly seeking to balance transparency with discretion. As the regular season faded, the team's focus turned fully to the future. With the playoffs out of reach, Mahomes' absence was felt in every snap, the offense struggling to find its rhythm. But the coaches used the adversity as a teaching moment, emphasizing resilience and growth for the entire roster. The city of Kansas City rallied behind Mahomes, with local businesses displaying signs and billboards wishing him a speedy recovery, while fans organized rallies and fundraisers to show their support. Even as the team suffered tough losses, the bond between the city, Mahomes, and the larger Chiefs community only became stronger. Mahomes' family played a vital role in his recovery, offering unwavering encouragement and helping him focus on his rehab goals. Taylor Swift continued to check in, her initial visit blossoming into a genuine friendship, and her words of encouragement became part of Mahomes' daily routine. The medical team tracked every milestone in his recovery, celebrating each small victory, from regaining basic mobility to taking steps without crutches. Each achievement brought him one step closer to returning to the field, and anticipation built with every update. The Chiefs' front office began planning for Mahomes' comeback, considering roster changes and draft picks that would bolster the team for his return, knowing their future hinged on his recovery. As the offseason approached, optimism began to grow, fueled by positive reports on Mahomes' progress and his unwavering drive to return stronger than before. The NFL community watched closely, eager to see how one of the league's most electrifying players would respond to such adversity. Throughout it all, Mahomes never lost his focus. His work ethic served as a model for teammates and inspired young athletes everywhere. By the time the season ended, the Chiefs had already shifted their attention to next year, confident that with Mahomes leading the charge, they'd be back in contention. The story of his injury and rehabilitation became a rallying point for the entire organization, a reminder of the obstacles that come with greatness and the importance of support during the darkest times. Taylor Swift's visit remained a highlight, symbolizing the widespread admiration and encouragement that surrounded Mahomes